Welcome to the Astro Forecast for the week of March 14th to March 20th. This is a busy week in the astrology. We have a full moon in Virgo. We have the sun moving into Aries season, which is the spring equinox, y'all. That's a fire returning back, springtime. Oh, so good. I can't wait. And we also have some aspects in the astrology that are going to be a little bit challenging. But as with anything, we can use challenges to our benefits, right? Everything is happening for us. And if we use that mentality, we can definitely use it to our greatest advantages. So let's start off the week. We have a few days here where there's no proper aspects. There are aspects that are in play because they're coming into the full moon. But Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I would say, we have a bit of an emotional week ahead. There's a lot of spirituality, intuition, emotional sensitivity with some of the aspects that the moon is going to be making. And this is a week that I'll say a theme that is going to be prevalent this week is head versus heart, right? That is sort of Virgo Pisces axis. So the sun is in Virgo right now. Sorry, the sun is in Pisces right now. And Pisces is all about intuition, flowing with energy. It's almost like Jamaican time, right? It's like we do things the way we feel it. We're not doing it on your time. We're doing it on flow time. So this is going to be a week of head versus heart. You know, you want to do the thing, you got to do the thing, but you're like, I just want to sit around and watch TV and eat a bunch of chips or ice cream or So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, there are definitely some aspects here that are going to be sensitive. A great time to channel that sensitivity into intuition and not so much into being triggered. But if you are feeling weepy and sad or that you don't have a lot of energy, it's okay. It's okay. It's part of the astrology, right? I just had conversations with a ton of people this week. They're like, oh, I'm feeling like I'm trying to do stuff and it's not going. I'm like, it's Pisces season. You can't do anything now. This is not a time to do. This is a time to be. And Aries season is going to bring about the doing, right? That's really important to know. So as we come into Thursday, it's the first major aspect of the week, and it's Mercury sextile to Uranus. So Mercury is in Pisces right now. So that's intuition, creativity, flowing with our spirituality, getting inspiration through nature and things like that. This is humanitarian work, empathy, compassion coming together. And sextile is a 60-degree angle. So it's helpful, it's easy, they work well together. And Uranus is about the uniqueness, the effervescence, this kind of it likes to change whatever it touches. And he's a god of chaos. It's a great awakening. And he's in Taurus, which is like the banking system, Earth, Earth being the Earth, planet Earth, nature, things that are solid, right? Our homes, our homeland, things like that. So Mercury sextile to Uranus, this is actually really exciting. This is ingenious ideas, thinking outside the box, really using intuition to then you're creating these amazing ideas and opportunities are coming to you out of the blue. You're meeting people. Mercury is also our connection to others and relationships. So, and our communities. So on the greater scale, on the macro level, we can see this as really ingenious ideas coming together to help the people in Ukraine. This could be people sending, we're sort of seeing it already where people are sending money through Airbnb, right? Renting places in the Ukraine with no intention to actually go there, just to get money to those people in Ukraine, which is so beautiful. That's out of the box thinking. And there's going to be more of those kinds of things, out of the box thinking, to get that humanitarian aid, Pisces, to Ukraine, the land, Taurus, right? So there's going to be more of that kind of thing on a singular level. Like for you watching this can be great ideas coming to you, meeting amazing people that are that create connections and really spark that ingenuity in yourself, or coming together in unusual ways and having great experiences. This is a lovely connection and ideas and intellect kind of coming in. So genius ideas, genius energy. Friday, we have the full moon in Virgo, y'all. Now, Virgo is discernment. It is can be, when it's turned up too loud, perfectionism, detail oriented, logical, linear, not linear thinking, but helpful, supportive energy. So Virgo is the quintessential servant of the zodiac, and Virgos love to help, right? They're the helpers, the servants. They're always kind of doing for others. Now, when Virgo's turned up too loud, this is like, I know everything. You should be doing what I tell you. Virgo typically rules, and it's also perfectionism. So being so caught up in the minutia that you don't do the thing. Whereas Pisces, which is the opposite sign, right? So the sun is in Pisces and the moon is in Virgo. And when the sun and the moon are exactly opposite, we have a full moon. So what this full moon is really about the discernment, actioning that intuition that's coming in. Are you acting on the thing that's coming in? And are you able to then integrate these two parts of you? So they're kind of these polar opposites. That's why society gets a little crazy during full moons, because the sun and the moon, our sun is our identity, the egoic self, and the moon is our intuition, our emotions. So these two parts of us, head versus heart, are on opposite sides of the spectrum, quite literally opposite sides of the zodiac. And so we're trying to integrate these things. So we're trying to integrate our intuition and the way that we're feeling about ourselves on a spiritual level versus our need to do with that, right? What are we actioning in our daily life, our health and our routines, our daily routines? It rules the sixth house usually in the natural wheel, Virgo. So this is about how can we bring our intuition to light now in terms of something that a seed that you planted back at the new moon in Virgo, which was on September 6th, 2021, is now coming to fruition now. So I would take a look back in your calendar on September 6th and see what was planted then. What was something that you were thinking about doing, actioning in your life? Maybe it's related to health. Maybe it's related to your daily routines, your intuition, being of service into the world. Those are all very Virgo and Pisces axis themes. So helping this full moon is Pluto. Pluto is death, rebirth, and transformation. Now, Pluto is trining, which is a 120-degree angle, and it's considered the most harmonious aspect in astrology to the moon. So this is about our emotions are going to be uncovering and helping us transform our goals and our intuition into something of reality. So we're going to get these amazing downloads. There's emotional transformation happening now, and this energy is going to help you transform yourself. This is a great energy to clean out stuff too in your house, or to get rid of the clutter around that's kind of clogging up your life. Pluto likes to clean out things, right? Death, rebirth, and transformation. So it literally is like the death of your clutter. So that's a great way to use this energy. And Pluto is going to be sextiling the sun, because the sun and moon are opposite each other. When Pluto is in a harmonious relationship to one, he's also in a harmonious relationship to the other. He's got a stronger relationship to the moon, which is the trine, but the sextile is a 60-degree angle, which is very good as well. So this sun it's creating this identity. It's almost like you're ready to purge things out of your identity that are not yours anymore, right? What are we actually thinking? So Mercury is in Pisces as well, as is Neptune, as is Jupiter. So this is a lot of like, it's energy that's very enlightening, and it is illuminating our traumas, our subconscious, the things that are being hidden there, our values and beliefs that we accumulated as children that are no longer serving us. So you might be getting a lot of downloads or a lot of maybe triggers in your life that's bringing that awareness to the surface. So a great question to ask yourself during this full moon is, who am I? What made me believe that this is true? What made me believe that I can't make money doing my passion and purpose? Who said that being rich is filthy? Who said that if I have money, then I'm not a good person? And you're going to hear your mother's voice or your dad's voice or your grandmother's voice. And you're going to be like, wait, that's not mine. I don't believe that. I know lots of people in the world that have a lot of money that are doing great things with it and helping people around the world. Money enables us to do good things out into the world too, right? But we demonize money when we don't have it to make ourselves feel better, back in the day. right? When you think about like depression or the Irish famine, when they saw people who are rich and they were suffering, it is common for us to compare ourselves in order to feel good about ourselves. We make that person bad, right? But now when we bring conscious awareness to it as an adult in this 2022, you're starting to understand that that's not true, right? And that is actually a block to abundance. Interesting. So we're starting to get into the themes of this full moon, which is lovely, lovely. And it's a powerful transformative moon if you can use it in that way. Now, there is an aspect that's going to become exact the next day, but it's still going to be an aspect for the full moon. And it is Venus and Mars traveling together. They've been traveling together for the last month-ish. And they're traveling together now into Aquarius. And in Aquarius, they are going to, they've been bringing up humanitarian kind of needs. So Aquarius is about humanity, community, coming together as a world to help those that are less fortunate. It is about the environment, associations, groups, goals, and aspirations. It typically rules the 11th house. So when we think about Aquarius, Venus and Mars in Aquarius, this is passion about our values, about helping each other. And it's no secret that the invasion that's happening right now in Ukraine is timed perfectly for this. The astrology works. That's why I talk about it, because I know it works. And this is this humanitarian need of the world coming together to try to help Ukraine without starting Third World War, right? Because if anyone steps into the arena, then you can better bet that Russia is going to call in all his allies to then come in and to defend, right? So there's a really interesting tightrope that's being walked right now to try to avoid Third World War without sacrificing, the Ukrainians and the Russians who don't want this war, right? This is one man's war. This is Putin's war. And so this Venus and Mars coming together in Aquarius is actioning people into humanitarian efforts. How can we help and protect these people? Can we send stuff? People are doing fundraisers all around the world and sending everything and anything they can into that zone to try to help people. And then, of course, the refugee crisis that's coming in. Why I love talking about world politics is because the astrology is reflecting that, right? That's called mundane astrology. Mundane astrology looks at politics and world affairs as it is talks to the astrology. So when we are looking at this aspect that's coming in here on Saturday, the day after the full moon, it's still going to be an aspect this week. And it's Venus and Mars traveling together through Pisces, but they are going to be squaring, which is a crisis or challenge, difficult to integrate, to Uranus. And Uranus is the great awakener. It is change, it's upheaval. Uranus is trying to make things change for the better, right? And we don't like change as a human population. So this can be very conflicting. This can be very much a conflict, escalation in the conflict. And this is our want to rebel, our want to break free, right? This is a really wonderful, I almost say to see a shedding of skin, which is not easy sometimes, especially if you're really attached to that skin. You're like, this is me. So your values are going through Venus is what we love and value. Your values are going through a massive culling right now. What do you truly believe to be true for you? What are your values and beliefs? And then also, Venus rules money, beauty, creativity, aesthetic, our relationships, right? Love what we love and value. So we're now going through this culling of relationships that are no longer serving us, money beliefs that are no longer serving us, things in our life that is no longer serving. This is great energy once again for decluttering, clearing out the house, clearing out your life, clearing out your inbox of all the things you don't need. And it is challenging, but it's really asking you to liberate yourself. Uranus is a great liberator. Right? It's liberate yourself from circumstances and patterns that are limiting your authentic expression. So there are a lot of relationships going to be ending around this time, especially around this week, because this is going to be happening for some time. And Mars is also squaring Uranus. Now, when Mars squares Uranus, this is an explosive time. So Mars is our vitality, our emotions, our drive. And in Aquarius, it's like, I know that this is the right thing to do. I know that Russia is not in the right here. And this is, I know what I believe, right? And what this can cause is people going after the Russian people around the world. And that's not fair. That's not right. That is not right at all. This is like we're trying to find an outlet for our anger, and we're not dealing with the anger itself. We're actually projecting that anger out. Right. And when we started to see, especially like with the protests, when we see protests get very violent, or movements getting very violent, or people taking out their anger on other people, that is not okay. That is not okay. That actually indicates that you're not dealing with your trauma, and your trauma spewing onto everyone. And we need to stop with that. So if you know of anyone, I don't think you would if you're watching this podcast. Oh, that's an interesting slip. If you're watching this video, is that this is not about taking out and retribution, right? Even saying that Putin's an asshole and whatever, that's not like, let's try to send love to Putin's heart so that he can understand that he's hurting people, and something may quell his egomaniacal quest for power, because there's no reason other than that, right? The reason is Ukraine is rich in resources and nuclear plants, and he wants those resources to then do whatever it is he's going to do next. So I mean, you don't have to be a psychic to see that, right? So when we're looking at this Venus, Mars square Uranus, there's going to be this want to rebel. So there might be an extra oomph in Russia that's going to, help the people stand up against their government and protest, although all those poor people are going to jail and can get lengthy prison sentences, right? That's what freedom in Canada allows you to protest, right? There's no freedom in Russia to protest. It is illegal. They have actually made it illegal, and you go to jail. So, but all those people are still doing that because they believe so deeply that the people of Ukraine are their brothers and sisters, and this is an unjust war. So that is beautiful. That's Aquarius. So when we look at this square, there can be escalation in violence. There can be escalation in people getting angry, and they get frustrated because they want to break free. This is more kind of freedom convoy kind of energy as well. We need to acknowledge people's pain. I think that's the most important thing. Acknowledge the pain that you're feeling and say, it sucks that I can't travel. It sucks that I feel isolated. It sucks that people have opinions about me and don't actually know who I am and what I stand for. When we start to make judgments about people, not based on reality, but what we think, we're assuming our mind is creating that, we are now dividing ourselves, and we don't want that. So that is the beauty of this, is that it can kind of energize us to clear out stuff that's no longer serving us, liberate ourselves from the clutter and the mindset and the things that we were holding on to. But on the other side of it, when it's turned up too loud, this is about blaming other people and acting out, and aggression and explosiveness. Now, Mercury square Uranus can also be car accidents and accidents. So just being super careful on this day does not mean you will be in an accident. It just means there's a higher propensity for it. So just taking your time, don't rush to appointments, really being deliberate with your actions, walking down the stairs mindfully, not on your phone, you're gonna lose the phone. And then Sunday is the sun moving into Aries. I'm so excited. I can't wait for this. So this is spring equinox, right? When the sun is moving into Aries, this signals the beginning of spring, and spring has sprung on Sunday, March 20th at 9:33 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Now we are having a spring equinox party. Not really a party, I guess. It's a workshop clearing with my beautiful friend Elise on Monday on the 21st at 7:00. It's a joint event between the two of us. This one is going to be online, but we're going to have some future ones in person. So if you live in the Edmonton area, something to keep your ear to the ground for future events that are coming up for us. But this one is going to be online, and we're going to be talking about why the spring equinox is so important. And we're going to be clearing away the cobwebs of the previous 12 months. Elise is going to use her magical gifts of clearing energy using SRT and her magical pendulum. And I'm going to talk about the astrology and how it actually relates to every sign. So if you'd like to join us for that, the link is in my bio, and I'd love to see you there. So for the actual spring equinox, this is a brilliant new year in astrology. So for astrologers, this is our new year. This is when the sun is now moving into the first zodiac sign out of the last zodiac sign. So the 29th degree and 59th minute of Pisces into the 0 degree mark of Aries is the exact spring equinox. And so this is now we're moving out of this ethereal, spiritual, flowy energy now into putting those things into action. What did you learn over the last 4 weeks about yourself, about your spirituality? Are you intuition? What downloads were you getting about your soul purpose and your mission here? And now it's about actioning that mission, putting a goal into play. Aries is about pioneering, bold moves, leadership, fire energy, right? It's cardinal fire. It starts things. It has the spark of genius that comes in. So if you know any Aries, right, they're either you're on the bus or you're under the bus with an Aries. They don't have time for your BS. They don't have time for your excuses. They want to go, right? So, and I think a lot of people misunderstand Aries as egotistical, and that is not the case. They are driven. They are driven to a goal. And if you feel run over by an Aries, is because you weren't part of that goal, or you were representing something that held them back from that goal. So, and again, where are we projecting our pain onto others, right? Oh, he's so egotistical. And like, oh, so it triggered you. Why did it trigger you? What about that action made you feel less than? You start to sit with that and you're like, every trigger is an invitation to heal. That is truth. So this is going to be the fire coming back on Sunday. Now, to add a little bit more heat to this, well, not heat, I guess it's a little more intensity is what I'll say, is the moon will be in Scorpio. And Scorpio is a deep, passionate water sign. So with this spring equinox coming in now and the sun moving into Aries, there's fire, we're also going to feel very emotional still. You're like, more emotion. What is wrong with this week? But again, it's that intuition, right? Everything is happening for an opportunity. So the purpose here is that intuition, that deep knowingness, you're needing to put that into action in some way. So the question for you is, what do you need to action? The Virgo full moon is bringing you to service. What do I need to be? How can I be of service that feels good and aligned for me? Not about crossing boundaries, right? Virgos have very strong boundaries with things, what they do and do not know. And Pisces is like very permeable, porous and permeable boundaries. So we're trying to find the in-between between the two, right? It's not like everybody's out versus everybody's in, right? We're going to be like, okay, what boundaries feel good for us? And that's that Venus, Mars square to Uranus, helping us to figure out what our boundaries are. What are we going to take with us into Aries season? And what are we done with before Aries season? Because we're going to fly come the 20th and moving forward. Things are going to move very fast now. So excited. I hope to see you at the spring equinox with Elise. And I really do hope you have a wonderful week. I also have a Virgo full moon workshop happening the day before on the Thursday night on the 17th. If you'd like to join me for that as well, I'll have tickets on sale through my website and through the links in my bio. So I will see you there. Have the most wonderful week. I'm so excited for Aries season, right? Like red, hello. And it's funny, I don't have any Aries in my chart, but I do have a lot of fire. So this feels like, just the coming back of the world and just not sitting in it. But I do understand that. So I plan my calendar accordingly. And if you've been feeling like I have been, make sure that next year in February, end of January, beginning of February, you just take the time to slow down and know that this is just part of the energetics of the world. You are not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. This is what energy flow is. And this is why I do these forecasts to help you understand how to flow with that energy. All right. Have the best week. Thank you for being here.